Friends, remember we've been learning about the first people to live in America and the people that came after them. We've been learning about the Native Americans and the Pilgrims. You're going to remember that the Pilgrims left England because they did not like the king's rules. And when they got to America, the Native American Squanto helped them learn how to live here. And you're going to know that on Thanksgiving, we remember that they celebrated together a long time ago. Now, today, friends, we're going to look at the pictures we saw yesterday and see if we can remember some very important things about the Native Americans and the Pilgrims. We're going to tell the story of the Pilgrims who left England and sailed to America. Do you remember who is this man? He's wearing a crown. What did he do? He did something to make the Pilgrims want to leave England. What did he do to make them want to leave England? He made some rules, and they did not like his rules because they were not fair. The Pilgrims left England. Where did they decide to go when they left England? How did they get to America? Did they drive a car or did they fly on the plane? Who remembers? How did the Pilgrims leave England to go to America? The Pilgrims sailed across the Atlantic Ocean on a ship. The ship was called the Mayflower. My friends, was it easy to get across the ocean or hard? Was it a long time or was it short? Good. It was hard to get across all that water and very long before they got to America. Remember, when the Pilgrims came to America, they met people who already lived there. Those people were called Native Americans. Do you remember the name of the Native American man who helped the Pilgrims learn how to live in America? Squanto, or his name was the Squantum. Do you remember how did Squanto help the Pilgrims learn how to live in America? He gave them food and he taught them how to hunt and fish and build houses. Was Squanto a good friend to the Native Americans or to the Pilgrims? Why was he a good friend? He was a good friend because he helped them learn how to live and grow some food. Good job. Wow, we see Turkey and the Pilgrims and the Native Americans. Do you remember what did Squanto and the Pilgrims do in this picture? What are they eating? Yes, we see turkey and corn and see pumpkins on the table. They were celebrating. Can you say celebrate? They were celebrating a harvest. What do we call this? Thanksgiving. Can you say Thanksgiving? Good job. Do you celebrate Thanksgiving? Do you remember what holiday is this family celebrating? Why are they having a feast and what are they eating? They're celebrating Thanksgiving. Good job, Franz Kishabrain. They want to remember that the Pilgrims and the Native Americans had a celebration a long time ago. So now they're celebrating Thanksgiving. And look, they have some of the same food. What do they have? Good. They do have turkeys and pumpkins. Do you celebrate Thanksgiving? How do you celebrate Thanksgiving with your family? Now, friends, remember while we were reading, we heard a word. That word was harvest. Can you say harvest? Let's listen for the word harvest, and I'm going to read a part of our read aloud that you already heard before. Ears listening. Squanto told the Pilgrims that every year when it was time to harvest the crops, he and the other Native Americans had a celebration. They cooked corn, pumpkins, and beans. When they saw how much food they had, they gave thanks together. Harvest means to gather crops from the fields where they're growing. Crops are plants like corn and like strawberries that people and animals like to eat. They go out into the field and pick the fruits and vegetables and bring them home. They harvest the crops. Can you say harvest? Awesome. This little girl is harvesting the strawberries. Strawberries are plants, like crops that people eat. When the strawberries are ready, people go pick them. They harvest the strawberries. Can you say harvest? What is she doing? Harvest. Good job. Now, my friends, you're going to play a game today. You're going to play a game that we kind of played before. You're going to give us thumbs up or thumbs down. If you see something that you can harvest from a plant, you can show us thumbs up. If you see something that you cannot harvest, like a hot dog, you can show us thumbs down. Remember, you harvest plants. These are things that you go into the field and pick, like fruits and vegetables. My friends, one more time, can you say harvest? People still harvest crops today. People sometimes use their hands to harvest crops, but they also use machines like combines and tractors. Combines are big tractors that harvest crops for farmers. My friends, this is a combine. It's a big tractor. Let's look at a few different pictures of ways that people harvest crops today. Remember, we have friends who can harvest fruits like strawberries. And remember, we have friends who can harvest fruit and vegetables like blueberries. She's picking this off of a tree because they're ready for people to eat. But remember, we don't always have to use our hands. We could use machines. We already saw the big tractor called a combine. Now we can see another tractor. We see there's a truck and a tractor, and we see the field where they're picking the fruits and the vegetables for people to eat. My friends say harvest, 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 harvest. These friends harvest their vegetables. We see corn and we see pumpkin.